Hey, as long as you keep yourself entertained, Dave, that's all that matters.
Exactly. I say that quite a lot. It's like, as long as I'm laughing, it's okay, right?
Well, that's the name of this show that we're trying to I'm trying to do. So yeah, I'll say hello to you guys. I may have already cut this in a weird way, so that we're all out of order anyway. But this is me saying hello to my brother Liam and an old friend Dave, who are joining me on this call. I like how you pointed. I think you just pointed at the monitor as well, as if that.
It's like
that
Dave's
geographical
there,
reference as any reference to
him's there, and Dave's there.
Yeah.
I'm also looking at the screen instead of looking at the camera, because my camera's slightly off from my screen.
I'm not looking at my camera. I'm looking at myself.
So should we start this
on
again?
The camera.
Well, cameras. No, this is what the show is. Because the camera is in the thing. It's designed to be there, so it looks like you're looking at it, even if you're. But I don't like it. I don't like that angle. I like this angle.
You'd rather be sort of nonchalantly ignoring your audience.
Why not?
What you need to do is make sure that they know that they don't matter to you.
The audience doesn't matter. That's the important message. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I haven't done anything collaborative on here before. I used to put stuff on here years ago. I think the last thing I put on here before the last video was at least 2 years ago, when I just put random shit on me reviewing films and board games and just random things. So I'm back with a new wave of random things that I'm calling the series called Your Fun Is Wrong. And in this second recording, that may be the second or might even be the third episode, because I've got an idea for a second episode that might not fit this one.
We've already been replaced. That's what
you might have already been replaced.
We haven't recorded this yet, but you've already thought of something better than this.
Yes.
Nice to know.
It might be fine. You might still be episode 2. Your lives might not be. You might not have peaked that early. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, I guess our fun really is wrong.
Yes. But the idea is that I was just trying to keep myself busy, because I've been distinctly unbusy. I've been editing the podcast. I've had a couple of video things that I can edit from home. Just check my audio was recording. And I am now experimenting with this. So the first one was basically me figuring out the camera setup. I realised that my audio was garbage, so I'm recording my audio separately now, which I used to do in the past, but I couldn't be bothered to get the gear out for the first video. But then I realised that was bad Christian. And so I've got proper audio recording now. Video is probably still not great, but I'm figuring out as I go along. And I've gathered, I'm going to point at the screen again, I've gathered a graphic designer and an animator to help me create logos and an opening title sequence we might even have. You never know. Because that seems like a thing that you're supposed to have when you're a serious YouTuber, which I
it makes you feel official.
Yeah, clearly I'm.
Yeah, you need to use dubstep in the opening then.
Do I need to?
Yeah. Have you not watched any gaming YouTube channel? They all have this sort of reversing sound effect, and then it's dubstep, and it's boo, something gaming. And,
something gaming.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't think of it.
I watch a couple of
all right, guys, what's going on? It's me. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, what you need to do is refer to yourself as your boy. That's what they all do.
Well, I watch one of those channels. I watch Markiplier. That's the only kind of gaming channel that I watch, because I find him funny, but largely I find them annoying.
I still watch Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of him in the past. He does a lot of retro reviews, right?
He does, yeah. He's basically like us, just a film nerd, but just so happened to make this series about video games that took off, and he's still doing it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Very entertaining.
Good to know.
Oh, there's one series he made. It's called Board James, because his name's James, and he plays board games. And it just gets weirder and weirder. I think you'd really enjoy it, because you're a board game fanatic.
I am. How did you know? Is it because I talk about it all the time?
Is it because it's always being posted? I'm playing a board game. Oh, look, I haven't tried this one. And I was like, God damn, there's so many board games. This is quite amazing because I don't really play board games.
You'd never know unless you were into that in that world. You would never know how many board games there are.
When we used to like meet up and stuff, when we played games, some of them were just like, oh god, there's so many rules, I don't get it. The one I really loved was Ticket to Ride. I'm always like, if you want a good board game, Ticket to Ride. Like everybody that I meet now, even though I haven't played it in like 5 years or whatever.
Yeah, I think Ticket to Ride is a modern classic.
I think Ticket to Ride, along with things like Munchkin, are like what I call gateway board games.
Yeah.
As soon as you start doing them down that road, you then dip into the rabbit hole that you can't ever escape from.
Well, they're good games that teach you a lot of the basic mechanics of board games as they are now, and then you can kind of build off of that into more complex things. As opposed to just rolling dice. I suppose they saw it on one of the Dice Tower reviews. You get into this weird disconnect between like the mainstream games and the board games and the hobby board games, whereas mainstream games are all they're pushy gaming, as I think Z Garcia on the Dice Tower called it. Games where you roll a dice, move your piece, and then you do what it says. you don't move a little bit, you don't move up to that number. No, you move your piece and you do what it says. Because it's pushy gaming, games that are playing you, and you might as well just not be there.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Why are we here? What's going on?
I don't know.
You only summoned us, to be honest.
I did summon you. I summoned the two of you to help me try and create this series on my terrible YouTube channel.
Yay!
So yeah.
Hello, all 3 viewers.
Yes. Weirdly,
is that just me, you, and Christian?
The 3 of us.
Yeah. I'll watch it back.
Well, actually, I don't know who's replacing me, because I'm not going to watch this.
Well, yeah, neither am I, because I'm in it. But like,
well, it's funny we mentioned board games, because I really need to do more board game stuff, because those are my only videos that hit the triple digits. Like everything else, it might have like maybe a dozen viewers, but like the board game stuff just immediately goes to 100, and I'm like, I don't know what. People just must Google it more, I guess.
The algorithm.
The algorithm.
Yeah.
So I should just do that. I should just do nothing but board game stuff, and then people would actually watch it.
Cool. So we're gonna stop this now. This video's done.
We're gonna play a board game. We're gonna play Cluedo right now.
Yeah, but there's actual like thinking involved in that.
Mind. Yeah, there is actually. Cluedo is a bit more thinky for a mainstream one. You got to work shit out. Like, I don't have time for that. Just let me move my piece.
Monopoly.
And do what
it's
it says.
Like, oh, I can pick up whatever. It's just, I've rolled the dice. I can get this property. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh look, I'm in jail again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't actually commit any crimes.
Well, maybe you don't.
I do steal from the bank. So
it depends what you're doing with your properties, isn't it? Maybe you're just opening meth labs. That's all what Monopoly's really about.
Yeah.
That's why you keep going to jail.
You're just going around planting crack dens around London.
Yeah. That would make sense. That's why you keep going to jail all the time.
That adds a whole dynamic to the game that does make a lot more sense. And be much more enjoyable, I think.
Yeah, so anyway, the purpose of this was for me to distract myself and entertain myself, and if I manage to, by chance, entertain somebody else, then that's a bonus. But
well, we're not here for you, viewer.
Yeah, exactly. We're here for ourselves.
We're here for us. It's self-indulgent bullshit.
Yeah, so I'm here to distract myself and help you distract yourselves. How have you found the lockdown? How's your lockdowns been going? Hopefully coming to an end now, maybe. Who knows?
I mean, yeah, who knows? We'll see. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll start all over again. Maybe we'll get even
second wave.
Sequels are never as good as
is
the first
all
one.
that has been happening. I've got this nice green Xbox controller, and it's been in my hands most of the time.
Fair enough. Since I got the PlayStation 4, I've been playing that a lot. I've completed The Last of Us and just completed completed one of the 4 stories on Resident Evil 2. Which I got the remastered Resident Evil, because I love Resident Evil 2. It's one of my favourite games, the original, but it won't run on my PC anymore because my PC's dead. So yeah, I got the remastered one. It's really good. It's not quite the same because it hasn't got all the janky controls and the weird camera angles. And like basically if you remember the early Resident Evil games, one of the interesting parts of it was that it controlled like shit.
Yeah.
But that kind of added to the experience.
Shooting zombies was like impossible because you were like locked, and then if you angled up, you'd go like that, and like there's no sort of control over it whatsoever.
There was a trick to angling upwards and waiting for the zombie was the exact right distance from you.
Yeah,
that you could
as
shoot
it's
them in
literally
the
about
head.
to bite you. That's
you get the shot just right. But now it's just a third person, standard kind of shooter thing. But yeah, no, it's still really good, and it's basically the same story as the original, and I recognise a lot of the terrains and puzzles and stuff. I don't remember it particularly well, but I played Resident Evil 2 a lot, the original, so I did recognise, this is this scene, this puzzle, I already know how to do that because I remember doing it 1,000 times before. But yeah, it's a really, really good game, and it's nice to have a game with a clear goal, and objective. I think that's why I like The Last of Us as well, because I've been playing a lot of open world games, and they get a bit kind of, well, I'm never going to complete this, so why am I still playing it?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean with open world games. Like, I if you drop into them, because I don't game all that often anymore, so when I do, I don't have time to sort of like go, okay, so now I need to go check my mail and do these things, and it's like, can I just step into a game that just has a storyline that I can just start following? And I found that with The Last of Us. It was really refreshing to just sort of jump into a game that was enthralling and gripping, as well as being like quite consistently on rails, that you kind of just follow the next little bit of storyline. I kind of feel like it's quite cleverly chaptered as well, like in the way the story structure works. You can quite easily get to a point where you can it feels like it's wrapped up sufficiently enough that you can then walk away from it and then come back later without coming back in and going, why am I on a horse now? I can't remember any of this.
Well, it's episodic, isn't it? Yeah, it's like a TV series, which is what's kind of, and I think Last of Us is a really good example of how story is king. Like that's the story and the characters that draws you in, because the gameplay is quite repetitive, and the story and the missions.
Played it.
Yeah, I've only played the first one. I haven't played the new one yet. But the gameplay is quite repetitive. It never really progresses. Like, there's no like, oh, now we're fighting these tougher enemies, and like because I just played Resident Evil, and the enemies get progressively harder. And the levels in The Last of Us kind of don't really change all that much. Like, I'm in a ruined building. No, I'm in a different ruined building.
If you like the
zombie people.
If you like the story style stuff, Detroit Become Human, absolutely amazing.
That. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I played it last month and I was just addicted to it. It was just so good because, like, usually with this sort of story games, you've got a few decisions and it's not too different, like what ending you can get. But with Detroit, the decision you make in the first chapter can come back like right at the end, and you're just like, oh shit! Like, I didn't know what I was doing when I first started the game, and I've made this decision and this has happened, and like, because some of the choices you can make have cross-chapter ramifications.
Right.
So you'll get like this little padlock symbol unlocking, and you'll be like, oh, I've unlocked a pathway that I don't know about. But like, there's an entire ending sequence that I haven't got, because you get a flowchart after you complete each like chapter. And it shows you what decisions you made, and that there's like a branch of different decisions that lead somewhere else, and it's like, wow, this is really cool. And I've played through it 3 times to try and get like more endings. Or what if I don't do this? Or what if I kill this character at this point? Or what if I do this? Or what if I do that? And I was just like, I love this. It's so good, because you get really invested in the story as well. And it's like, oh, damn, I didn't like the way that went. What if I did this? And then something else completely different happens. And yeah, it's very, very cool.
Anyway, this is what we're doing. Quick, think of something. Figure it out.
Your fun is wrong.
So yeah, I'm calling the show Your Fun is Wrong.
Okay, so if Liam's a graphic designer and I'm an animator, shouldn't he design the thing that I'm going to animate?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you do the work first.
So,
well, I mean, I don't get how
Dave
it's
is
going to.
What you see is I don't need to do anything at this point in time.
Well, I do, but I need a graphic or something. Like, I don't understand what Christian's idea is.
It doesn't need to be quick. It needs to be long. Sorry, it just needs to be a little tiny opening title thing.
and I could even splice some video of whatever my nonsense channel has been so far. But yeah, just a little logo that kind of comes together.
Like literally comes together,
something
like goes,
that
bang, and then logo. Or...
Oh yeah, that could work. But something that represents the very random nature of this. It's going to be all the different random. So we're talking about video games a lot. Board games here. We're here doing this to distract ourselves. So this is a legitimate concept. We're making opening titles about making opening titles. Just something that encapsulates trying to stave off boredom in the lockdown. So an open titles that kind of built out of.
Yeah, you could have like a logo that's essentially like lots of small elements that are just sort of like entertainment, like a game controller and a guitar or like things like that, and they kind of just the way you animate it is they will just kind of like come together to form the words.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Does that make sense as an idea?
The sound of that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure how you're seeing them form.
That's a question.
Maybe like if they like flash up like game controller, guitar, blah. Your fun is wrong. Just have you going like, fuck off,
aggressive,
fucking wanker.
Yeah.
The other way, the other sort of an alternative you could do is like have the logo text being like a stamp. So like you could have the opening animation could be like a series of like different activities or whatever like that, and then it should all just get stamped at the end of like, bam, your fun is wrong.
Yeah, that works. Like, grade F or whatever they do in.
Yeah. One of those sort of classic like rubber stamp sort of like crack.
Bang. Yeah.
Cool.
It's doable.
What do you think about that? Should we try mocking that up?
Right. Yeah, mock it up.
Mock it up. So, are you gonna do like the thing that is stamped, and then I'll do like the stampy thing coming down and.
Yeah. So if I design like the final flat graphic stamp of the text.
Yeah.
And then I'll send it to you, and then if we sort of like,
can you make it look like it is like ink, or
I can give it sort of like a texture, so it looks like it's like how when you have like a stamp and like not all of it gets
properly put down.
Yeah. I'll put some sort of texture.
I was just like, is that something you're gonna do? Is it something I could do? Or what?
No, I can do that.
You can do that. Okay.
Yeah. So if you leave that with me for a moment, I'll see whether I can dig something out.
Okay.
The best thing about the concept for this video is that I don't have to do anything. Because I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, hang on a sec. This is bullshit.
You're doing everything. Like, I'm just making it move.
I'm distracting you from the lockdown. I'm distracting you from the pending apocalypse by making you do work for me for free.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Wait. What? We're not getting paid?
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
Do you think I might be working the logo right now? What I'm doing right now is just drafting up my invoice.
What would you do if you were me trying to do this thing to keep yourself entertained?
Stop recording and not bother.
Just lie in bed and waste away.
Yeah, why not?
Right, that's what the Nintendo Switch is for. Laying in bed, wasting away. I played the entire of Breath of the Wild basically laying in bed just like this in handheld mode. Amazing game.
When I occasionally do that with my phone, I've often dropped my phone on my face, so I figure that I would actually just drop that on my face.
I've got like tons of pillows like prop me up, so I'm sort of sitting up, but I'm still in bed.
I'm sitting up, but not under my own power.
Exactly.
I'm exerting no energy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I put the little stopper thing in my chair before doing this, so that I'm not like, hold on, tiny like this, because I can lean back in the chair as well. No energy.
My stopper's knackered; it doesn't work, so my chair only leans back.
Yeah.
I can't sit up straight in my chair anymore.
Yeah, it's funny though. Like I've become a massive DC fan in the whole process of DC making shit movies. Like, and they're making great TV shows. Even Stargirl, which I thought, this is going to be shit. It's really cheesy, but it has got just something that I really like.
Is it connected to the universe?
They're not connected. Like this is the thing.
The flower verse.
It's like what they're doing though. It's like with Doom Patrol as well. It's like the DC universe just exists. Batman exists somewhere in that world. Superman, the Justice League, all that stuff. It's all there, but it's just they're not talking about that. It's like you're focusing on these characters, but they might reference Batman or something.
Right. It's just a good show because it's interesting. Like every episode, something wacky and weird and different is happening. And they've got magic and monsters and
Bebo.
Yeah, Bebo and all these. They're going to different time periods. And something interesting is happening. Whereas if you go back to Flash, it's like, here's another evil speedster. Like, who gives a shit? It's like, because it's the only thing that he can fight. They have to invent another one.
No, it's bad writing because you can use Flash in all sorts of situations, and it's like, put him in a situation where he, running isn't the thing that he has to do, but he still has to solve the situation.
We talked about it on the podcast as well, that a lot of those shows feel like they drag. Now that we've kind of got into the streaming service of, around 10 episodes is quite good for a series. Like between 8 and 13 episodes is kind of the sweet spot for a story. And these shows that are still 23 episodes long, just every now and then there's episodes that is just filler material. There's no consequence to the episode. It's just some other bullshit that's happening that doesn't really matter and you don't care about, and it feels like filler. And those shows really feel stretched out now. Like it is 10 episodes worth of plot stretched into 20. Unnecessarily.
God damn it, my microphone's falling over.
Or maybe you're falling over.
Right, how best can I send this to you guys as a first draft?
Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I can put it in the chat.
And then we can see it and both comment on it, and then you could send a high-res graphic or just the AI file.
I can send the AI file, no problem.
Can use that.
I'm amazed how little noise you moving your microphone about is creating there, Dave.
An image
did appear.
Ooh, I like it. So I can just make a big square. I'm going to have to do 3D because it'll look better.
You have to.
Yes.
I'm going to have to.
Oh, no. Oh, Dave, I suppose there's nothing more that I can do.
No, there isn't. I mean, if you like that, Christian,
I like it. Yeah,
I like it as well. I was like, I'm going to have to do 3D. Oh, well, it's fine. It's like it's going to be a cube going bonk, done.
I like it. Excellent work.
Yeah, I'll have to do it not while we're doing this.
No. I assume you wouldn't be able to.
It's gonna take a little while to render.
These things do take time.
Yeah. So that's the only thing.
That's
the animation is as simple as right. Okay, so it's going to end up here, and it's going to come from here, and that's it. It's the other bit. Yeah, I'll just get a 3D stamp. I'll make it look nice. It won't have a hand round it.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It'll just be a. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen it done before, obviously, with the stamp just hitting the screen and cause you can see the handle and stuff. I can get an animated character and have his hand wrapped around it like that, and just use the arm. I could probably find. It's just
I don't know whether adding in the hand will look really.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, I don't
cheesy.
think it's necessary.
Yeah,
it's not necessary. I can do it though, is what I'm saying.
All right, we're not doubting you, Dave. Okay.
Yeah, we're not doubting your power.
Everyone out there, Dave is a really good animator. Okay.
I'm not even saying down on myself. I know I could do the fucking stuff. I worked on some good shit, so it's like.
Could we have one of the tails from Cats? Just hold it.
Have Judi Dench's
Look,
hands.
I never want to do that again. It's like, oh yeah, I had to animate Judi Dench's cat ears in a couple of shots, and it's like.
So that they twitch. Exactly
there's a sentence that neither you nor Judi Dench ever expected to have in her career.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so weird that film happened. I've only watched in-depth reviews of it. Lindsay Ellis went completely mad over it, and
yeah, I watched the Lindsay Ellis video on that.
Folding Ideas one.
I mean, do you know what? I've worked on more bad movies than I have good ones.
I would say that's
probably true of most people.
Yeah, I'm going to say there's more bad movies out there than there are good movies.
The only good things
anyway.
I've worked on have been TV shows. Like that says something about the industry.
Yeah,
it's like TV is better than film now.
The thing, okay, this is a complete sidetrack, but the thing that really, really annoys me in Star Wars is the droid languages. Now, let me explain. So, R2-D2 communicates through a series of beeps and squeaks that C-3PO then translates and tells everybody else what he's talking about. However, they built R2-D2. Why didn't they just build it to speak English?
Yeah. If it needs to speak.
Why did they build it? Why did they go, okay, what we'll do is we'll program it to have its own separate language, which only other robots can understand.
Like, my iPhone can communicate with
me.
No.
Luke can understand R2.
Yeah, but why bother?
You actually see.
But why bother? Why? Because that just means that they all have to have had to individually learn a droid's language when they could have just programmed the droid to speak their language in the first place. It's nonsense.
I know. But you do
and that
see
really, that's the one thing
screen.
that really annoys me in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's the one thing I won't forgive.
I will never forgive you.
Not that they just completely fucked up Luke Skywalker's character in Last Jedi or anything like that, you know.
Oh no, that's fine.
That's fine. I was fine. Is it? Is it really?
Yeah, I mean, we've all dreamt about like drinking milk from a weird giraffe slug, haven't we?
That fucking face he pulls, man. It's like, But the best thing I've seen is like there's this little comic strip where Kylo Ren's got his like big buff, like it's called Ben Swolo is the meme, isn't it? Where he's got his buff chest out. But someone's like drawn a comic, and then Luke goes up and squeezes his tit and drinks milk out of it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. It was like my favourite meme that has come from Last Jedi. I mean, I think I've watched more things about Last Jedi that last a longer duration than the actual film itself.
Yeah.
Well, those films were so badly, just fundamentally badly written. I watched a review where they were talking about Kylo Ren's fight with the Knights of Ren. And those characters were so inconsequential that when I watched the film, I didn't even realise that was a thing. I was like, oh, here's some rando blokes for him to fight. But apparently like, that was like meant to be a big deal. And I was like, really? I don't know anything about those characters. Set up they don't even have names. Tell you what's annoyed me, specifically in the lockdown, is while I'm stuck at home just either watching TV, playing video games, or occasionally doing a little bit of editing, I would have loved to have rewatched Game of Thrones. But I hated the final season so much. I just don't want to. I just don't want to watch that show again.
Yeah, I used to do a thing of like every time the next season of Game of Thrones came out, I would like binge the previous seasons so that I was up to date for when the show started again. And then I did that up to season 6, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore because I don't want to watch the other seasons before this, because I like to watch up to season 4 and then we'll just jump. And
I know that it's ruined for me, so I don't want to have all this set up and be like, oh, where's this going? Oh, nowhere.
Yeah,
it's going in the bin is where it's going.
It's amazing to me because that was like my like top favorite thing. I was so into Game of Thrones, and then it's amazing how very quickly I couldn't care less about it anymore.
Yeah,
and that's because they just utterly shat itself right at the end. It's a real shame.
My God, I've only gotten darker here. It's because suddenly we've got a thunderstorm outside.
It's raining, yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm making the stamp at the moment. It looks like an Atari controller.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, from what I've like my modelling, I've got like the basic shape. I will put the textures and stuff. I mean, you're going to see it for like a couple of seconds, so it doesn't need to be perfect, but
something I've learned from this, that I actually have put some effort into this. So the people that do YouTube like full time, that's genuinely a lot of work goes into that.
Oh, I know that.
And that's wild. Like I didn't kind of appreciate it as much. I knew it was obviously a job.
Well, they get money for it, so they have to put the time in.
But you'd have to commit. Yeah, but at the start, you would, like anything in the arts, you'd have to commit and then hope it works. Because you'd really have to put all your time into it. Like I'm watching all these. We've talked about this before. I'm watching all these ghost hunting video channels at the moment, just because I seem to have exhausted everything else on YouTube. Liam will know that me and Mum were kind of into our ghost hunting shows
for the silliness of them. We used to watch like Most Haunted and all this kind of dodgy television. That was kind of our thing. But yeah, watching a lot of them, and I really like the randomness of some of them, especially the ones that don't even like intend to be that well polished. In fact, those are the ones I like better. They're like, did you see that shadow move once? I'm like, oh, maybe I did see that shadow move. It could be a ghost. Whereas like really polished ones are kind of like, you probably faked that.
Yeah.
But I actually kind of like the obviously fake ones, like the ones that build to a narrative. Like I'm fascinated by the commitment to that. Like you create like Lonely Girl was probably one of the first most famous ones. But I was years ago into a channel called The Haunting of Sunshine Girl, and that started as just kind of a girl doing a video blog with some weird stuff happening in her house. Like, oh, these things keep moving. There's weird noises and stuff. Then it turned into this kind of ghosty channel where like poor quality ghost videos, but then they kind of got slightly better quality, and then a narrative started to unfold about her kind of family bloodline of psychics or something. I can't quite remember all the details, but all this cult stuff, and then she was very specifically trying to seek out certain ghosts, and it built into this actual polished story, but still on this YouTube blogger format. And I like that. I like the concept of that. They're not great as shows, but I like them as concepts, and I enjoy watching the design of them.
There's an interesting commitment to sort of like the development of that storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just looked at some stamp references, and the neck bit isn't as curved in as that, so I'm just going to have a straight pole.
So you fucked it. I see.
Yeah, we're done now, right? That's this project.
I'm going to stop recording.
Over.
Yeah, fuck you.
Well, thanks for joining me.
That's all right. Thank you very much for
we'll wrap up.
the invite.
We'll have a rendered thing that can go at the beginning of this
that's
video.
the bit that'll take the time. I'm going to make it. I'm going to put some really decent textures on it so it looks kind of realistic. But yeah, I need to get the shape to look right. Mine's too round. Like I've looked at some other stamps on just Google Images, and I was like, oh, they've got quite square corners. So maybe I'll unroundify it.
Unroundify it. De-round it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
Maybe I could add an ink drip.
And some cat ears.
No, but the stamps don't do that. Fuck the cat ears. God damn it. I'm going to be known for that forever. It's like the last fucking film I worked on as well. I don't know what I'm going to be working on next.
Yeah, the lockdown wipes out society, and that's all Dave's ever known for.
Yeah, it's like, it's like now the thing that I worked on last is cats forever. It's like, oh, God damn it.
Here lies Dave, the cat ear guy.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm going to put cat ears on this fucking stamp just to please you.
Just to please who?
Yeah.
And just like one keyframe, it has cat ears on it, just like, and only we'll know, because only we're going to watch this.
Well, if it's ready by the time this episode goes out in the next couple of days, then it'll be on here. But if not, it'll be on the next episode.
Well, the title thing?
Yeah.
You probably have it today.
Oh, Bonza.
Dude, it's like...
I don't know how long
the rendering will take like over an hour. But
okay, so not a wildly crazy amount of time.
Yeah.
That's technology. Go back 10 years, it'll take 4 days.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like the game engines are getting so good now that they can render stuff that looks realistic in real time, and it's like, okay, can you like now put that technology into like, general film stuff? But yeah, I think we're all going to move to the game engines, but I don't fucking know. I'm not in control. I just have to do what they tell me.
Ain't it the truth?
Yeah, it is the truth. It's like, yeah, can you just like the tail? Yeah, can it be more on the left side of them? Like, yeah, can it is just twitch a little bit more, or like a little bit more follow through on the top bit. Yeah, okay. And then you do it, and it's like, actually, can you dial it back a bit? And you're like, what? Back to where it was before? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it turns out my idea was shit.
So the thing I did before was better than the thing that you made me change. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. Can you change
the
this
important
now?
thing is that it was their idea
to change it back. Yeah.
Well, none of it's my idea. Like the most creative control I got was on Black Mirror, where I got to decide what the robot did. And it was a robot, and I'm used to animating robots, so it's like, yay!
Was it the little robot dog one you worked on?
No, it wasn't the robot dog one. It was
the Miley Cyrus one.
The Miley Cyrus one. Yes. Yeah. I remember you telling me. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was, She was trapped in the robot. Well, a copy of her consciousness. A lot of people don't like it, but
I like that episode. Yeah,
I like it. Yeah,
a lot of people didn't, though, did they? It got panned a little bit. I'm not sure why.
Well, I think what they did, they put all their money into Bandersnatch, and then they came up with 3 additional episodes.
Yeah,
and and now we're living in Black Mirror, so.
Yeah, so anything they can put out is.
This is season 6 now of Black Mirror. But it's like really fucking long. It's so good. It's interactive, and like everyone has like a choice that they can make, and some people are gonna die. Coronavirus.
Well, on that bleak note, let us call the end of this recording. Thanks for joining me. I hope I've managed to distract you for a couple of hours. Stave off madness. Anyone who's watched this. Some. Yes, or cause some. Anyone who bothered to watch this, thank you for watching. Hopefully, I don't know what this was, but it was a thing that we made.
Yeah, the stamp thing at the beginning, world. That's what I did.
Yeah. Be impressed.
And Liam as well.
I feel like a logical thing to do would have been just us like explaining how we do these things, but we didn't. Basically,
we're not giving away trade tickets.
Brainstormed the idea. Liam drew something, and then Dave animated it.
Animation. Spend a long time making something very small move, and that's it. You have to spend a long time on it. You have to be prepared to spend a long time on it.
Fair enough.
Very long time, and then you have to change it all because they don't like it.
Do you guys have anything you wanted to shout out for? Do you want to like any links, Dave? Do you still have some stuff on YouTube, or no, not so much anymore?
I would just rather leave that behind, if I'm honest.
Embarrassing past.
I do have a website, www.davenovis.com, but
cool.
Yeah, it's just got my work on it and my show reel, so you can see like the bits that I cut out of the things that I've mentioned that I worked on, and the things that I didn't mention that I worked on that are on there. And Cats isn't on there yet because I haven't put it on, because it only just come out on DVD, and you have to wait for the DVD to come out, be able to use the footage that you made. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep, it has to be out on DVD. You can't do it while it's still in cinema.
Liam, do you have anything you'd like to show off? Your Instagram or something? You know, photography stuff?
If you go on my Instagram, it's very, very sparsely used, so I wouldn't necessarily say that. I suppose what I'd say is I run my own design studio, LMD Design. Please, if you're looking for anything, any logo designs, any website development, anything like that, go to LMD Design. Get in touch.
Well, as always, I will put links to these things in the description, as well as my Twitters and all my other bollocks.
Use a picture of Link from Zelda.
Yep. And as this series develops, maybe if it develops, it'll be a thing. So keep watching. Like and subscribe. That's what you're supposed to say, isn't it? You're supposed to say like and subscribe and beg for like the approval of strangers.
Smash that like button.
Prove that my existence is worth something. But thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.